Giddy up.
Let's giddy up. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for the Stormwater Board meeting for February 10th, 2026. If I could have you all rise and join me in a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wendy, if you could lead us in roll call.
Benji Kinchelow.
Here.
Robert Grosick.
Here.
Jeffrey Beal.
Here.
Luke Sherry.
Here.
David Oshton. Ben Eldridge. Laura Rivera.
Here.
Wendy Schminke. Here. Tim King.
Here. Did everybody have a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to pass the minutes from the January 13th, 2026 meeting.
I'll second.
Jeffrey Beal.
Yes.
Robert Grosick.
Yes.
Benji Kinchelow.
Yes. Did everybody have a minute to check out the Fund 650 in the amount of $81,352.52?
Yes.
Did you have any? I'll make a motion to approve the Fund 650 for $81,352.52.
I'll second that.
Benji Kinchelow.
Yes.
Robert Grosick.
Yes.
Jeffrey Beal.
Yes.
How about for Fund 654, an amount of $4,228.04? That's for the rest of the Monster
Okay.
Woods.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Fund 654 for $4,228.04.
I'll second that motion.
Jeffrey Beal.
Yes.
Robert Grosick.
Yes.
Benji Kinchelow.
Yes. Update items. 10708 West 133rd Place.
I believe we're leaving that on to the spring before we cross it off. There's been no issues.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an update. Keep on update. Sleepy Hollow ditch cleanup.
That is still slated to start up here in the early spring.
I was told there were funds available too in our in a budget that, there's a possibility where we can sub that out or have some, hire some kids for the summer to do that, somewhere in the amount of $40,000, is that correct, or?
It's the first I've heard of that. Where'd you hear that from?
He's not going to reveal the source.
Correct. That's what I was informed.
So
I don't know how
we
true
gonna keep
that
it
is, that's
internal?
something that I would like to have looked at.
We gonna do it internally then?
I would've liked to have had the whole thing subbed out, but that would've cost us a lot of money. So, I actually had talked to TJ with Christopher Burke, and, he told me whenever I'm ready to get him an estimate, or for him to get me an estimate, to let him know, because I was trying to do Sleepy Hollow Ditch on the west side, and then, from Robin's Nest, 133rd, on the east side, get all the ditches cleaned out. But he even told me we're gonna be looking at about 7 visits. to get
Whoa.
that done. But that's not just cutting trees and clearing it, that's actually recreating all the swales and all the drainage and make sure everything's transit and flowing the correct way. So,
Do we have the equipment to do that, or that has to be subbed out?
that definitely has to be subbed out over there. We have nothing.
Would that excavator that I had mentioned help in any way?
No, because that excavator that you're talking about
Yes.
is great if I can keep the tires on the pavement.
Okay,
Once I get off into them swampy areas and them
Sure.
marshy areas, it's just gonna, and then the truck that I would have to bring in there to fill with the spoils would sink right next to it. So, I mean, possibly a track vehicle might get us a little bit further, but on that side, you're definitely looking at probably contracting that out.
okay.
The Sleepy Hollow side, I believe we can get internally.
Okay.
Probably gonna take a little bit longer, but
Where would you start and, I hate to say end, but where, that's a pretty
Yeah,
long
we can get to the
Yeah. Do you start at the head and
I
work
would
down,
probably
or?
start right around Parish,
Okay,
right around in that area there,
okay,
and then work my way through there.
okay, real good, thank you.
So we're looking to keep that one
Yes.
on and then get to it spring,
Yeah.
which, who knows when that's gonna be?
If it keeps up like this, it could be next week.
It could be, or we could have another polar vortex. Public Work Project, Dewey Street lateral, 14616, Dewey Street?
Yeah, I have no updates on that.
No dates? Additional projects, Woodland Shores Storm Sewer Improvements, Hines, formerly Becker.
So this is one of those that's where there was 2 easements needed, we were waiting on one. And, somewhere along the way, you know, those easement discussions just kind of, something fell through where they just didn't continue, so I did bring that up. We had a meeting with town staff last week just to kind of go over, you know, things on the horizon for 2026, and I mentioned that, you know, look, we prepared these easement documents, but we don't have the formal agreement yet, so, you know, hopefully that'll sort of relight the fire and get those discussions with the property owner, you know, started again.
So is it in the attorney's hands?
No, for now, I just brought it up to the town staff.
Okay.
I don't know who from there starts the discussions with the property owner, if it's the attorney or someone from the town. I guess that's kind of where we left it.
Wendy, don't we give the property information to, Austin?
I don't know, I believe it's the town manager
Okay.
that is in contact with him. I don't know who has what.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Dave would have to obviously formalize an easement agreement like he did with the other one and every other easement that we do, but I guess before you even get to that point, I thought maybe it was just something a little bit more informal, just to say, hey, remember this.
And we're just waiting on one easement?
Yeah, it's just the one, it's, the Osan, or Osan, I'm not sure how you say it exactly.
Okay. Schubert Dodge Street?
Yeah, so I prepared a bit of an update on this one. This is the drainage improvements up in, well, we call it Schubert and Dodge, but it's really the Meyer Manor Terrace area too. A few months ago, I had prepared sort of a preliminary plan for storm sewer improvements on the, I guess, north or northwest side of Lakeshore Drive. That's where the Schubert and Dodge streets come into play. That's everything shown in yellow, which is a little bit tough to see on this exhibit, but it's essentially, you know, along Dodge Street, Schubert obviously, and then Lakeshore Drive, where we're essentially putting in a new trunk sewer to take care of all the drainage. You know, you get into this area, and you know you're kind of contending with, you know, there's little roadside ditches and just low-lying, you know, poor drainage area, undersized pipes, dilapidated pipes. So it's really about wiping all those out and putting in, you know, adequate sized storm sewer. Obviously, the more storm sewer you put in, at the end of it, you end up with the larger pipe. And we had a couple of different ideas for sort of where we would discharge all that water. One was up following Lakeshore Drive in the park area where we get sort of a home free point just a little bit upstream of the lake. We also know that there's these other isolated pockets where there's poor drainage down by Mary Jones' house, down by 132nd Marquette, a little bit further north on Marquette with 131st Place, and then there's the old viaduct along Lakeshore Drive here, sort of to the west. And so each one of these legs is color-coded, so it's, and these phases could be, there's some flexibility here and also some overlap, because if we were to do, you know, the outlet down, a brand new storm sewer down 131st, we really wouldn't do this leg of the, you know, Schubert and Dodge yellow storm sewer improvements. So there is some, again, some flexibility and overlap, but really what I wanted to do more than anything at this point is just to come up with some conceptual cost to show, you know, overall what we're looking at in terms of dollars, and then, you know, how you could logically split this up into phases. The sort of everything shown in yellow, which is again sort of north and west of Lakeshore Drive up into the park, we're a little bit under $2 million. It's $1.9 million. This segment of storm sewer, which essentially runs from Lakeshore Drive down through 131st, that's roughly $1 million.
Is that the one in red, Luke?
No, so the one in red is the one that would connect down by where Mary Joan lives. That's just this little stretch here. That's $320,000. The pink is what I was just talking about, Bob. That's the $1 million. It goes down from Pershing down to 131st Place.
And where does it flow out to the lake?
We would have to put a new outfall in. So we would have a new, essentially, discharge point to collect all that water and basically poke a brand new hole into the lake at that point.
And Tim Kubiak had talked about taking it north and then taking it south by the viaduct there.
Exactly, and so we have all these different legs, and then the viaduct is almost like it's a little bit of an orphan just based on elevation. It's a lot lower than a lot of these, and so that could presumably be its own little leg. So I don't really see a great way to marry that piece of the project to these others. And even, you know, essentially running a pipe from that old viaduct down to where we could pick up, essentially this little finger by the lake here, you know, it's $820,000. And so, you know, you add up all those things and you're well north of, call it $2 to $3 million for all these legs. And so, you know, as part of these improvements, you know, a hefty portion of them is, you know, curb and gutter and just the asphalt restoration and things like that. So, you know, in the past, what we've done is tried to combine the CCMG, you know, roadway jobs with drainage improvements, although those were more roadway improvements first and drainage improvements second. This one is kind of the opposite, where we're doing the drainage improvements. You know, they're really drainage projects, but then we would use them as an opportunity to improve the roads where we had to. So I know that was a lot to digest. I just really wanted to introduce how some of the dollars would break down. And obviously these are preliminary engineering type numbers. So it's really just a matter of trying to figure out, you know, what, if anything, we would want to, you know, design further. But, you know, funding is probably the major question at this point, because it's just, there's such significant dollars.
Would one of those basins we spoke about putting in downstream of Sleepy Hollow by Lowerman, one of those tanks or something, would that be something that would be done at this time to keep a lot of the muck and debris and mud that's coming down from those streets now would go flow into the lake, correct?
I think any time we put in a brand new outfall to the lake or reconstructed outfall to a lake, I think we would want to think about water quality as a
Sure.
add-on. Because as you mentioned, it's not just muck, it's oils and anything that, you know,
Any percentage you can keep out of the lake is to our advantage.
Right. So yeah, I think anytime we would, look at either retrofitting or putting in a brand new, outfall to the lake, I think it ought to have some kind of treatment
I
of some
agree.
kind.
I agree.
And obviously, what the drainage area is and what that drainage area consists of might dictate what kind of treatment structure you put in.
Mhm.
If it's an area that picks up a lot of parking lots and roadways, we probably end up with a lot of oils and gases and things like that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's kind of all I had.
Okay.
I just really wanted to give you a sneak peek at sort of the cost, I
Mhm.
think is the big thing.
And
we do-
funding.
Can we do phases within phases?
Yeah,
Because it's, I mean, I don't know who else's budget we're gonna be able to pull from on this. But, I mean, let's start with something, or we can see what we can start with.
yeah, I mean, we can certainly, some of these phases are obviously, could be broken into smaller phases. It's all depends, maybe it's something you work backwards from the dollars to figure out what we can do for that amount, and stretch it as best we can.
It's a lot of work.
But I'd like to see that basin go in there in the event that they do add a new discharge to the lake. To keep so you don't have to dredge. That would keep some of the dredging down too, because that's gonna accumulate close by wherever that discharges into that lake. And that's gonna have to be maintained. And we know where that goes to. We don't have access to it, so. That'd be my recommendation. To add that in.
We'd have to. I think the first thing we have to do is get with our glorious town controller and ask her what the budget is
Mm-hmm.
for this year, and then start breaking the phases down into phases.
And then it's gotta go out for bids, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. Depending on the cost, but, I mean, looking at that, it's definitely gonna, we have to also keep in mind of everything else that needs to get done as well.
Sure.
We can't throw everything at the wall and hopefully it sticks. Okay, opening up for new business.
I have something, Luke, I sent to you last meeting, 'cause you were on Zoom here, pertaining to summer winds. That ditch behind there, did you see those pictures? How it's flowing on one side, flowing onto the other side, and then flowing east of there. I don't know if that was supposed to be, is that supposed to be done that way? Or is it not? Still have the pictures on here, I wish I could put them up on that screen. You didn't by any chance download that so people can see what we're looking at?
I don't know if we have it on here. Let me do a quick look.
Without seeing the drawings, it made it kinda hard to see if that's the way it was done. I'd be surprised, but
I don't think they're on here, Bob.
Were they on the iPads?
No, they were not.
Okay, alright.
It was something that, Bob took pictures of.
If you get them to Cliff, he could put them for a future meeting.
Yeah. I know that Bob emailed them to,
I sent them to Luke. Did I
Sent
put
them to
that on
Luke.
your,
so we can add it on to the next,
can
Next
you
meeting.
blow that up and show us where that stream is supposed to go? It's right behind the Howe homes on the south end of Summerwinds.
gonna be like right in here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Correct. Can you blow it up some more and some more, can you go? Now, where you see that red line, there was water flowing on the north side of that red line to about the fourth house from the street, and then it was crossing over on something and then flowing underneath King Street. And that just seemed, why would you, just didn't look right to me. Because it's backing up also to all those homes on the east side, or just west of King Street. It was flowing into the backyards of all those homes, and that shouldn't be happening there. I don't think it was designed to do that.
No, but I do know that Summer Winds is one of those developments where there's been long-standing, laundry list of outstanding items since they started on that. And I know there was a bunch of things on the drainage list, pertaining to that punch list. And so it wouldn't surprise me if one of those, if these issues that you're describing are related to something that wasn't installed correctly. Because that doesn't seem right that it would be flowing like that.
Okay, you know the picture I'm talking about that I sent?
Yeah. I was trying to pull it up here to try.
I have it on my phone if you want to see it.
If you wanna wait about 1 minute, I'll have them on the desktop there.
Sure. Now, Tim, you said there's no culvert underneath that road?
Where they connected the roads, you can see where the road's not connected right there?
Yes.
Yeah, when they filled that in, they did not put a culvert in there. They threw gravel in there and then concrete. Cause this is supposed to flow this way.
Correct.
This
To
right
Sleepy
here, that's
Hollow
pretty
there,
much
yeah.
Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's, but the way it went from one property line on the north side of that line and then 4 houses in just before King Street, it crossed over. And to me, that should have been actually on the south side of that.
And in the late summer, we went that ditch line there to the west side of Utopia, and we cleaned that ditch line out.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Cliff.
Now, that's the way it looks when it's dry. That's not the one, no. There's the one I took. That doesn't look right to me.
No.
I could see on the left side where you see that water flowing, that's fine, but is it supposed to be on what side of that tree line? And there's nothing there to stop it from going. It's backing up into those people's yards.
Can you zoom in?
See where it's flowing right?
Yeah.
Kind of going over that mound. That's wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
Is that something, Julie or Bob, that should that go to the planning commission to have them hold any money to fix this before, or is it done? I don't know.
I think they still have a punch list, don't they?
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier. I think there's two units to Summer Winds, I believe. So there's 2 outstanding performance letter of credits
Okay.
that we still have out there.
Okay.
So we have a surety, but like I said, there's a number of things on those lists, and I know that at least a few of them are drainage related to some things that weren't installed properly, so.
Should that be brought up to who then, Luke? Will you take care of that?
We take care of that in Plan Commission,
Okay.
yeah.
If you don't mind putting that in the next, if we, you know.
If this isn't already in the punch list,
Okay.
it'll be in there.
Okay, I just
So-
want to make, because I don't want any homes back there to get flooded out, if that's not flowing correctly. It takes one good backup, and that's going to go right into those people's backyards. There's nowhere else for it to go.
It's already going in their backyards.
Pardon?
It's already going in their backyard.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't be flowing this way where it's crossing over. There's no way, if that was, so. I just want to bring that up. I saw that after that rain. I'm going, this doesn't look right. I was riding around checking out the area just to see what's what.
So Luke, you'll get this, you'll make sure this is added to the punch list if it's not already on there?
Yeah,
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
you're welcome.
That's all I had.
open up the floor to public comment. If you want, come up to the podium, state your name, address.
Hi, I'm Desiree Seacos. I live at 13660 Muir Street. I was just wondering why it wasn't on the agenda. It was on the agenda online, so I came. I was wondering why it was taken off.
I think that Muir Street was taken off because there's a lot more involved with that. It's not because it's forgotten.
Okay.
It's because it's actually developed into something much larger than just the stormwater.
What we can do, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
a-
then, is it on a different, is it on the town council agenda anymore, or is it just fallen off?
We don't have the agenda yet for next Tuesday,
Okay.
Would it
so
be on
I'm
the
not
planning?
sure. You can
Muir
call the
Street.
town manager tomorrow and
He
ask.
was supposed to call me back today, but he didn't.
Oh.
Okay, I'll text him and.
So I know that there's a lot more that has been developed with this, where it's been, I remember you guys from the last one, and, I hope we guided you in the right direction. But I know that it's developed into a lot larger than just stormwater. It's now in front of the developer and amongst other things as well.
Just if anyone's curious, there's been nothing done, and it remains a problem, and it remains a danger to my kids. I'm mom, so
Okay.
No, I
I have a
understand,
5-year-old
yeah,
who's already
yeah.
fallen in there once. I'm terrified, and it's gonna start raining here in the spring. I just wanna make sure everyone's aware of that.
No,
Absolutely.
it's definitely not, you can come here as much as you want. It's, we'll put you
It's kind of in the hands of the town council,
Yeah.
correct now, because I know
Yeah, they're working on it.
Yep,
Yeah, it's gotten a lot larger than just this board. It's gotten,
Well, what I understand, I mean, I watch it, I can't come, I have little
Yes,
kids. You don't want me to bring them there, they'll.
no, that'd be fine.
But from what I understand, it was they gave a bond, am I right? And then they were able to work, or they lifted that stop work order, is what happened, and then, is that where we are?
And they basically wanted, the house was going to be deteriorated, and they wanted to allow them to, at least secure the house so that it wasn't totally destroyed.
No, they've restarted the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was permitted, but,
Okay,
they're supposed to be, Ben's not here and Tim's not here, but they're supposed to be, keeping an eye on that.
okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's a reason why that bond's there as well. It's to ensure that they start
Yeah.
making everything right.
I understand that. I'm more worried about the danger that it poses now.
sure.
Just want to make sure everybody's aware of that and keep that at the top.
Yep, it's at the, I mean, I think it's one of the things that we talk about a lot, even, email-wise, but, like I said, I think it's developed a lot more than just this, which is good.
Okay.
It needs to be.
Okay. I'll stay
Keep
on it.
pushing it
Thank
up
you.
now.
Yeah, we'll keep pushing it. Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
if you keep not hearing anything or anything, just come back here.
Absolutely.
I mean, we
I'll
have,
be here.
we have Bob
Aaron
here.
has my number, okay.
Yeah, Bob and Julie from the town.
We have Bob and
council.
Julie.
They
Yeah.
For- I mean,
Okay.
Bob likes to hang out with us.
Yeah.
Julie's the representative.
Julie's a representative for it, but Bob likes
Just here.
to come and hang out with us, so.
Well, thank you. That was all. That
Yeah,
was all.
no
I wanna
problem.
make sure it stays at the top of the.
No
It
problem.
is,
Yes.
believe me, it is.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi guys, you haven't
Hi.
met me yet, but I'm 13650. The lot in question. I just want to give an update to the family. Last town council meeting, Aaron did ask me to reach out to the builder, try to apply pressure to the builder. I did. So, in fairness, I've been doing that, but we redoubled our efforts. So the update that I have is, I talked to Dan Steiner, the owner of Steiner Construction, last week. We had a nice long conversation. We said this has to be priority. He agrees. So he's not trying to delay. He's not trying to get out of it. He stepped up right away, said he's going to pay for it. He's going to do it. But then we did have, I don't want to make excuses for him, we did have like the worst weather we've had in a very long time here. So the excavating was over. But he says it's on his list, top of his list. And I said, well, that has to be on our list too. So we're pushing extra hard to make sure this happens. Then to that effect, I also reached out to Ryan, who's our project manager for Steiner, yesterday. We had a nice long conversation. I said, where are we at? Dan says this is priority. Is it? He assured me it is. He's talking with the excavating company. They're trying to schedule a date for both of them to get out there. It's gonna take supplies, it's gonna take the excavator, it's gonna take coordination. He just can't snap his fingers and say, get out here and do this. But he's trying. So they're working really hard to get the excavator back out there. The weather is broken. The ground is softening. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get a lot worse for these guys. Basically our entire yard's gonna wash past theirs if this doesn't get fixed right away. I made that very clear to Steiner. They agree. They're a good company. They're gonna take care of it. So I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna try and keep giving updates where I can.
Is there any safety thing they could put up there to try and comfort?
I've asked,
Oh.
and they told me that the hay bales, the rebars,
Okay.
was what they were willing to offer. I
Okay,
don't want my children impaled, so.
So, could you do we have the number for Ryan from Steiner? Does anybody know?
I can get it to you.
Can you give Wendy it?
I have it.
You have it as well? No,
I have this room probably.
I mean, we'll put some pressure on them as well from our end.
Yeah, they assure me they're not trying to skate out of it.
sure.
I can't buy the house until they're done, but
Yeah.
that doesn't help them at all.
Right,
You
my
know,
concern is her kids put up
the problem
a
is not-
snow net or
Yeah.
something like that to try and keep so they don't go in, back there.
Because they started it and then the weather got destroyed.
Mhm.
It made it worse, not better.
Oh, yeah, I completely understand, and we just wanna make sure that their yard doesn't wash away, you know, and their little ones are as safe as possibly can be.
Yeah, I'll ask them too, but we could do in the meantime to do something. I don't know what there is besides
Alright.
filling it up. I
Mhm.
mean, hay bales aren't gonna work, cause they're gonna wash away if you don't stake them down, and you can't stake them down because, yeah, it's like a medieval fortress over there.
There's other things that they can do. Yeah, like I said, if you wanna give the phone number to give Ryan's phone number to Wendy, that'd be awesome,
All right,
and we can reach out to
I
him.
get updates, I'll give them to you guys.
Thank you.
I know
Thank you very much.
Kubiak and stuff aren't always here.
No, I mean,
Okay.
awesome, we really appreciate you.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And what is your name?
Oh, I'm Chris Morris.
Okay, thank you.
He's all over my phone, so I just have to hit a recent call. They are good people.
And Tim King over there in front of you, Tim Kubiak asked him to start coming to the meeting here. So Tim is connected with Tim Kubiak.
Okay.
29916-2797. Okay.
No other, public comment? Great. Next stormwater meeting is March 10th, 2026 at 6 PM. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you.